What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 3.0. Today I'm bringing you a different video. This is an editor how-to video. This is how to make random objects and things on your map. I don't know what I'm going to call this yet, but essentially in this series what I'd like to do is just show you like little simple tips and things that maybe you didn't think of. And a lot of the things I'm going to show you are completely dependent on models that are in the game and can later be replaced when better models are put into the game, so, or into the workshop. So if you say later, like today I'm going to show you how to make a simple ramp. So later you can say, oh, there's a ramp that somebody has made a model for, we can use this instead. And so like a lot of these things are going to be replaced later on, and but I just want to show you some simple ideas that maybe you didn't think about that you can use on your maps when you're developing. So first and foremost, like today I said I'm going to make a ramp, and so let's go ahead and put down there's been a lot of new things added in here by the looks of it. Am I under large? What am I under? I'm not under large. We're gonna put in, let's do a closed store, because this is probably the easiest thing to work with, I think, when doing this. And we're gonna raise this up a little bit, copy that, and paste it on. So the idea here is to make a ramp that goes up to the second story. Now, the way that I've been doing this is using wooden pallets right here. So what I do is, when you take your pallet, go to like the second level that you want to work with, make sure your buildings are not selected, and place it down. And then what I do is I kind of get it so it's just inside the wall, and then line it up with like the doorway however you want. I'm gonna like make mine kind of flush so you can see like it's barely in the wall, and it's just a little lower. And then from there what I do is I just copy and paste while holding down Control to keep it very even, and you can just do this to make a walkway. Now the thing is that when you get to like the end here, let's say that you want this ramp to go down. So now you can see like it's a little uneven. So I like to line it up with the wall again, like kind of like right there. And then I'm gonna paste it. And so you can see like if you move it in a little bit, you can like still have the same look. And this is pretty basic stuff if you work with the editor. But for those of you guys who maybe are like, oh, I don't want to get into the editor because it seems really difficult, it's not, guys. It's really, really easy. So then you can also get a different look. Like let's say you want to copy and paste this, you can like, offset it, and so now it just looks like one piece of wood like that. So like I said, later on, somebody will probably make a model that's just like maybe a couple pallets or something, or like a wooden walkway that'll be like one model, and it'll be like 3 different pieces. So instead of having like 20 different objects put into the game, you'll just have like 3 or something. So that'll be people might make specific ramps that are one model that would wrap around like this to save on objects, because you want to, when you're creating a map, you want to keep in mind that you want to make it FPS conscious, so you want to make sure that people can play on your map. So now here's the tricky part. Now I need to like angle it a little bit, so I'm gonna rotate it down probably like that, and then lower it down, get things to match up. This is just kind of the tricky part, because you have to make sure it matches up, it all is even, because you don't want to have like weird little bumps and stuff. It's not like a big deal, but it is annoying to me. And then also, like, let's say you want to copy and paste. Now if you copy and paste right now, you're going to be dragging out like this. So instead, when you have this select, you want to make sure you switch it to local, because then you can copy and paste and it actually goes in the same direction. And then we can just copy and paste all the way down. Now what you could do is you could just, if you wanted to, just continue this on to where it goes straight to the ground or something all the way down. Or you can make it turn, wrap around, and just change the angling of it or something if you want to. So you can make these in many different ways, and you can just get creative and change how it looks. Now, like, you could have it like this. I don't really like that look, but I'm just gonna leave it like that for the sake of the video. I've had ramps that like have coming like around the building. I've had ramps that like will come down to like the edge right here, and then they'll cut down this way, so they'll just like come back down this way. Now, another thing to keep in mind is like if you want to make sure people can't fall off of here, you want to add like some railings. So go to your wooden fence, and I think it's fence 2, and then yeah, because then you get a really nice walkway looking like thing. Now here's the thing, see how like long this is? Well, you can't hide it in the wall, because if you hide it in the wall, it's gonna be sticking out like that. So like usually I make these like too wide, but for the sake of just the video, I'm just gonna keep it like that, and then copy and paste it. And then just basically do the exact same thing that you did with the walkway, and you can make a nice like railing system. And like I said, a lot of these things will probably be replaced eventually, but this series is just kind of ideas that maybe I have come up with, or you guys have come up with, and maybe this will be a good series where you guys can leave suggestions of creative ideas that you have. Maybe you're like, oh, Entech, it would be sweet if you showed how to make a bridge or a dam or something like that, and then we can go from there. So if you have any cool comments or any suggestions of things that you would like me to build to show people, feel free to leave a very descriptive comment in the description below. So make sure you go into detail so I know how to build it. And I'm gonna keep making these videos because they're very simple, but I kind of want to create ideas, and I would love to see a lot of maps created and a lot of cool ideas. So start working with the editor if you haven't yet. It's pretty simple. It's not very hard. It does take some time if you're making a huge map, but if you want to make it really in depth, you have to spend a lot of time. But overall, it's not too hard of a thing to do. So that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, and if you did, let me know in the comment section below if you like this series idea, as well as leave your thumbs up and suggestions and comments. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe as well. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.